And welcome back to Eyewitness News from your local election headquarters. Andy Mahalchik along with Jane Bugda. And on this segment, we're talking to Tim Twardzik, who's running for the Republican. He's a Republican candidate in the 123rd district, which includes most of Schuylkill County. First of all, Mr. Twardzik, thank you for joining us today on your local election headquarters, Eyewitness Newsmakers. First of all, the first question, of course, tell us about yourself a little bit and why did you decide to run for office?
Well, I'm a Schuylkill County native. Grew up here, raised my family here, went to work in our family business here, and want to try to give back to our community. I've been always busy with activities involving the children growing up and in economic development, and it's a great opportunity to give back to the community that has been so good to us.
So today we want our viewers to get to know you a little bit better, and in this time of COVID-19. So tell us about some of the top priorities of your campaign.
Well, what we need to do, of course, is try to get Pennsylvania opened up safely. It's been a wild 6 months and nothing like this we've ever experienced. But people want to get back to work. This is the good coal mining region where people, did a fair day's work for a fair day's wage. Sometimes it wasn't that fair. But they took pride in their work, and they want to get back and support their family, and go on with their lives. It's been very difficult, but I decided I wanted to try to run because it was time for me to give back to our community. We've been involved in running our business, Mrs. T's Pierogies, and the people here have allowed us to make a great living. And now we want to try to, continue to serve our community. This time, maybe in Harrisburg.
Okay, Mr. Twardzik, what's your estimation, your assessment, I should say, of how the state has handled the COVID-19 pandemic from top to bottom? What's your take on it?
It's been very difficult because it's something new that we've never experienced before, but I don't think it's really been fair to small areas like Schuylkill County and most of our regions where we haven't had the problems. If the problems existed in the big city, that's where they should have concentrated and let us get back to business. Again, having big businesses survive and all our small businesses crushed is very difficult for our communities.
And you talk about our communities and in our area. How do we bring jobs into our area, and how do we help rejuvenate our economy?
Well, I've been involved with economic development for many years. I was past chairman of the Schuylkill Economic Development Corporation, and the job is to recruit and retain jobs for our communities. We've worked with the High Ridge Industrial Park. It's been a great success for us. We took an empty plot of ground, and now there's 3,000 plus employees working at many businesses, including Wegmans, the best place to work in Pennsylvania. They've expanded 3 times. They really appreciate the workforce we have, and it's given us an opportunity to grow. Because of our location, we're terrific at transportation and distribution, but we want to get back to manufacturing. The people in our area are really good at manufacturing. They care about their jobs. If we could recruit pharmaceuticals now that we need to make them in America again, that would be a priority to bring them into our area.
As you well know, one of the big concerns for generations is property tax reform, property taxes in general. We have a large senior elderly population. What do you tell the folks? Do we have to be concerned if you are elected about property taxes? What's your take on property taxes moving forward?
I would love to move forward and try to work on eliminating property taxes. You've worked hard all your life, you've paid off your home, and now you're paying a mortgage to the government. It is an unfair tax. It hurts our seniors and young families, and it's not really equitable. It doesn't fund our schools well, and it costs people their homes. So I would like to try to find a way, and I will vote to eliminate property tax. A lot of people were afraid to do that, but I won't be, because I want to see something happen. It's been going on and on forever. There's a better way to spread that pain of property tax through consumption taxes, maybe, but we have to get away from the property tax. It really hurts small towns, and that adds to our blight problem. Again, we have abandoned homes, so we need to figure out how to get rid of abandoned homes, work on fixing the houses we have, tear them down, get some green space. We were very densely populated as we grew in industrial revolution with the coal. But now that we've lost a lot of people, we have to fix our towns because we need to attract more people to come to them.
Another hot topic in the Commonwealth is the legalization of marijuana. What is your take on that?
I think it's a terrible idea that the governor wants to try to fund and raise money and on legalizing marijuana when it's a problem. We have enough problems right now to add, and that's not the right way to raise money, is to stick a tax on marijuana when the American Pediatric doesn't, is concerned about what marijuana does to young people. Again, look at Colorado, look at the cities that have legalized it. The people, we're worried about getting a good workforce. Well, you don't need a workforce that has a problem with marijuana. It's a difficult decision, but I'm definitely not going to vote to approve that legalization.
Okay,
There's too many downsides to that, and there's got to be it's really a crazy way to say we're going to raise money. It's not right.
Mr. Twardzik, from the issue of health care reform, it's really more of a federal issue, but from the state perspective, if you're elected to the 123rd seat, what would you do to help push, first of all, the health care system in the United States, and specifically in Pennsylvania, how it impacts all of us here in the Commonwealth? What would you do? What's your take on that?
The health care is an important issue. We need to make sure people are covered. And I've served on the hospital board for the past 4 years. We were able to turn our hospital around, save 1,200 jobs, and still continue to give good care. But it's important that we provide good health care. It's an expensive proposition. We need to get people the opportunity to choose their healthcare providers. It's not a one-size-fits-all. We shouldn't force a single payer. There's opportunities. We've introduced urgent care, which is taking people out of the emergency room so they get better care. It's less expensive. It opens up the emergency room so you're not crowded. You're not getting a huge bill. So yes, healthcare is important, and I would be very happy to work for the people to make sure they can get the healthcare they need.
And finally, one last question. We want you to face the camera, talk to the voters, and tell them why they should elect you to the State House of Representatives.
Well, I'm grateful for the community support that they've given our family business. I grew up in Schuylkill County. I worked at our family business. My parents raised me to be respectful and to care for people, and I've done that through my entire career. I've been involved in a lot of outside interests, working with the community of economic development, the Chamber of Commerce. I've had volunteered and had leadership positions in all those programs. I've worked with the scouting program, the volunteer fire school to help them build their burn buildings. I've done a lot of fundraising and capital campaigns. It's just a wonderful opportunity to serve my community in a new role in Harrisburg. The coal region work ethic and the drive and my business experience is going to help me support and promote the good people of Schuylkill County. I respectfully ask for your vote, whether it's by mail or absentee ballot or on November 3rd. I'm Tim Twardzik. I'm ready to step up and serve all the people of the 123rd.
Okay, Mr. Twardzik, thank you very much for taking time out tonight and spending time with us and giving us your viewpoints on different issues. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, that's Mr. Tim Twardzik, the Republican candidate for the 123rd State House seat, which encompasses much of Schuylkill County, here on Eyewitness News, your local election headquarters.
And we'll be right back right after this.